You can make all the noise you want. There's no... Let me tell you something as we start the show. It's a little something I thought you should know. So I will tell you as we settle into place, it's impossible to sing and play the bass. You're a lovely group of people. You deserve the courtesy of knowing what you can expect of me. I've practiced, but it will not mean a thing, 'cause it's impossible to play the bass and sing. You see, the bass is fretless. It's not like a guitar. On bass you spend your whole life wondering where the hell you are. It's got no little markers, just a fingerboard so bare, and lots of notes which are not really there. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Then when you start singing, you've got lyrics on your mind, and the notes on bass become impossible to find. To remember lyrics, melodies, bass lines, and chords is no less a miracle than Lord's. Ba ba doo doo, ba ba doo da, ba ba doo da, ba. So as I make 1,000 errors, sit there and be kind. Do not throw tomatoes at me, keep this all in mind. Remember this is serious. Remember this is art. Remember this or I will fall apart. You didn't da ba 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 do da do da do. Then I'd have to pray to God to come and intercede. And he'd only sit and laugh, and she'd only sit and laugh at my wanton greed. She made the rules for molecules, atoms, time, and space. Yes, she made the rules for molecules, atoms, time, and space. She made the rules for molecules, atoms, time, and space. And she knows it's impossible. To sing and play the bass. Music. Yay, yay. Applause, little applause. Well, if you don't recognize where I am, it's because you couldn't possibly recognize where I am. I'm standing on Chris and Megan Smith's front porch in Hope, New Jersey. And the reason I'm here is because, don't tell them, but they have strong internet and I don't. I mean, I'd be on my own front porch, but the show would never happen. Because just 4 houses down the street, nothing. But Chris and Megan have like Superman standing on the top of their house with an aerial, and he aims it wherever. Anyway, and here, by the way, I have to show. They've.
We'll set up our party.
There's Chris and Megan with Buddy.
I don't even see that.
And there's farther down the street, and our house is a couple porches down, covered in blue. You can't see it. Maybe Mario, you know, Mrs. Nadal, Maria, she's been watching occasionally.
Oh, Marisa.
Marisa, yes, she's been actually watching. So we'll quick do her lawn.
Yes, exactly. Nice and short right now.
Let me see who tuned in. Let me just check everybody out here. Let's get back to the top of the list. It's getting long. Christopher, you're there. Michelle, you're there. Bill Crow. Wait a minute. I'm going to take off. I don't care what my doctor says. I'm going to. Where am I? I'm not supposed to wear. I'm supposed to wear sunglasses in the sun. Are you dry? Oh, I know. My wife called me, told me they have a tremendous, horrible thunderstorms in New York. Just like almost like tornado style. You know, ferocious. And we're out here. Look at the sky. Look at the sky. Did you ever see anything so beautiful in your life? Idyllic, Western Jersey. Could anything be sweeter? And all the trouble is in the city right now. So for this time I don't get canceled out, but I am dry. Hello everyone. Here comes Carolyn down the street.
Yeah.
I'm going to find my regular glasses. Oh, here they are. I'm going to change into my regular glasses so I can really read. Don't tell Dr. Sislowitz that I didn't wear them in the sun. But I must read what's going on from you guys. Oh, my heavens. Steve Boysen. Steve Goldberg. Things ain't what they used to be, gods. Yeah, well, that's... I'm going to use it for every ending I can possibly find. Bill Crow, you found a porch near a tower. Actually, no. He's got very powerful internet, and which none of the rest of us can get. But he's got like a guy down the cellar pumping away, and Superman up on top, and everything. And so as a result, he's got extraordinary internet, which none of the rest of us get. So he gave it to me free tonight, but I suspect it's not going to last. Cool, you've got a live audience. Yeah, it's great. And my daughter said, Karen, can I put you on? You mind if I put you on? And my daughter, Carolyn, is down there sitting on the street. This is High Street in Hope, New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen, where the life is beautiful.
Life is beautiful.
Life is beautiful.
We live large here.
Right.
Yeah, we do.
So anyway, that's what's happening here. The only person who isn't here is Donna, who is back in New York, sending out weather alerts. They've had big storms in New York.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Frank Skillen, hello Frank. Mary Jane Harper, hello Mary Jane. Mark Morganelli. Gerard Grable, hello there. Steve Boysen, I would play bass on my porch if it weren't 92 degrees outside. Right. Bill Goodwin, so you are hanging in hope. Bill Goodwin. Yes, we're hanging in hope right now. Well, for a little while anyway. We come and go. Ned White, hi Ned. Did you bring your reward? Oh, my reward's in the back of the car. I forgot to bring it over tonight. Something was haunting me. I would play the bass outdoor if I didn't have a... But I don't have a bass and can't play either. Joe Piazza, hey Doug. Bill Goodwin. Well, tonight, with all the cars going by, I just found out last night about Freddie Cole. And I was, needless to say, saddened, because I knew Freddie well, and he was, well, everybody who in the music business knows him knew who he was. I mean, we all treasured him. So I just was thinking of songs that he used to sing that I played with him a fair amount. We had a little trio with Bucky and him and I. It was fun. And one of the songs he used to love to do, he would ask me to do some of my songs too. But one of the songs he would always do was, which his brother Nat did. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is more than anyone that you adore. Even more than love is all that I can give just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. Love is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. Yes, love was made for me and you. Oh, applause from the street. I'm not used to that. Big truck, look at the big truck turning the corner down there.
There's my onions.
All onions?
Onions I needed. For
Those
dinner
onions,
today.
big truck of onions. So tomorrow when your onions are all filled,
I delivered.
that's a big four-way, that's the big stoplight in Hope down there.
It's downtown Hope. The only one.
And it's the only stoplight, and it's one of those four-way stops. And it works very well, I think.
People blow through it all the time. They don't even know what it means. You New Yorkers don't know how to drive it.
Hey, we're very good. We've just been dissed for being New York drivers. Well, but we always stop. I always stop. I like it. It's very cooperative, and it started to spreading east like a four-way stop virus. Anyway, that was a song that Freddie used to sing all the time. And another one, which I've got now, I took it out from under my beautiful little transparent holders. I just doing a couple that I remember him for, because he used to do this. I can just hear his voice. I can see his face. I see that big smile on his face. The more I read the papers, the less I comprehend the world and all its capers and how it all will end. Nothing seems to be lasting, but that's not our affair. For we have something permanent, I mean in the way we care. It's very clear. Our love is here to stay. Not for a year, but forever and a day. The radio and the telephone and the movies we all know may be passing fancies, and in time may go. But oh my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble. They're only made of clay, but our love is here to stay. But oh my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble. They're only made of clay, clay. But our love is here too. Our love is here too. Our love is here to stay. Whoa! Whoa! I get to accompanying and playing some hot licks on the bass, and I forget the song, and I forget the words, and I forget everything because I'm so impressed that Oh, what's the next lyric? What? Now look what happened since I started that song.
Yeah, no, it's weather's coming in, Dad.
Look at this. Look at this.
We'll be okay.
We'll be okay, but isn't that something? All of a sudden, it's nothing but clouds.
We spoke too soon, Jay.
We done spoke too soon. Look at that.
Check the radar.
Let's check the radar.
Let's check the radar.
I know. Let's go to Chris Smith and the local Hope Radar News.
It's gonna rain.
How soon's it gonna rain?
Pretty soon, but you'll be okay. You're dry.
I'm dry.
We'll just have to move. That's no big deal.
I can bring out a smaller chair.
It's gonna rain. Everywhere I go, it brings rain.
You know what, Jay?
Soon it's gonna rain. I'll be
I can
feel it.
It's gonna rain.
I can tell. Soon it's gonna rain. But I say, what the hell? That's not how it goes. I can be a pain. You can tell it. Sometimes I get insane. But what the hell? It really is. It's going to rain here. I mean, it was an absolutely perfect day.
Where should we put this?
Oh,
I got it. I'm going to move the couch and we'll put the chair here for Caroline. It's no big deal.
Carolyn, come up and sing a rain song.
Rain song.
Sing a rain song.
Get out the window. Away.
You can sing that one when we go here. No big deal.
Sing a song about rain. Anything. Go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. My daughter's here, Carolyn Leonhart, and she's here to sing a song.
Hide behind the
Hide behind the bass and sing a song about rain. Or sing a song about
It
anything.
never rains in hope. Oh, I'm gonna.
It never rains in hope.
No, I get it.
On my
Get it.
porch.
Come rain or come shine.
Okay,
No, B flat. I'm gonna love you like nobody's loved you. Come rain or come shine. High as a mountain, deep as a river. Come rain or come shine. I guess when you met me, it was just one of those things.
Whoops.
No whoops.
No whoops. No whoops in my band. No whoops in my band. Boo, boo.
I'm gonna love you like nobody's loved you. Come rain or come shine. High as a mountain, deep as a river. Come rain or come shine. I guess when you met me, it was just one of those things. But don't ever bet me, 'cause I'm gonna be true if you let me. You're gonna love me like nobody's loved me. Come rain or come shine. Happy together, unhappy together, and won't it be fine? Days may be cloudy or sunny. We're in or we're out of the money, but I'm with you always. Oh, I'm with you always. I'm with you always. Come rain or come shine. Sorry, my alarm's going. I gotta turn off the oven.
Oh my God, you're second. I gotta turn off the oven.
I'm here. The thing's been.
Oh my gracious.
Oh, is that what he was upset about?
He's like, no.
Oh,
He's
is
on
that?
the drawers.
Oh,
I was like, I saw him.
I didn't notice.
Yes.
Carol's making dinner and the Vaughn just called and said the alarm went off. Then dinner's burning. And meanwhile, look at these ominous clouds. You've seen enough of them already this week. That beautiful church steeple we saw is now getting ready for God knows what.
It's a famous
And it's a good
spot.
thing, God knows what. Certainly appropriate. Let's see who's calling it. Do they have alternate side of the street bass player restrictions in Hope?
No, no.
No bass between 8 and 11 a.m. No, no, no. Larry Purse is watching. Mark Morganelli. What an audience. Yes, Ted Rosenthal is watching. Hi, Ted. Michelle Benson, Stephen Goldberg. Come rain or come shine. Thank you very much. Someone in Tokyo gave a nice applause. Terry Blaine, Stephen Goldberg. At what age did Carolyn learn come rain or come shine? Very early. Very early. I'm sure by the time she was 12, she knew it. Kristen Zito. Hi, Kristen. Michelle Benson. Lovely. Howard. Without a mic even. Yeah, well, this mic is sensational. This little Shure MV88 that plugs into the bottom of your phone. It's crazy. It's crazy. If you look at yesterday's video, the one I had to cut short, I was singing, I was 50 feet away from it, standing in a field with the bass and voice, and you could hear every word of it. Because it's very directional, very nice. And now look, everybody's coming in there, picking up all the goodies.
We're moving to the porch.
Moving to the porch. I'm telling you, this is fun. For me, last night a terrific ventriloquist, tonight a terrific singer. Ed Sullivan would be jealous.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, yes. Howard Gloucester, what a talented gene pool. Yes, the pool's very talented. The people in it, I'm not so sure. Okay, Douglas Romoff. What was that? What? Nice, beautiful. You have a crowd there. Yes. Well, we're at Chris and Megan Smith's house on High Street in Hope. Our house is 4 houses down the street. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. And they have great internet connections, and we don't have very good internet. So Chris and Megan invited us up here to perform on the porch, and here we are. And now it was 10 minutes ago. It was gorgeous, and now it's raining. The wind is starting to blow through. Hope. Sounds good on that porch. Yeah, wait till you hear it with the rain. The joys of outside performances. Yes, it is. But this is going to be the wave of the future for this particular appearance. This every night at 7 o'clock from someplace, and then eventually somebody's going to sponsor it. That's how we're going to make money from this. A sponsor.
Amen.
And I'll stop at like 7:20. So this is song brought to you by somebody, and we'll sell it, and that'll be that. And that's what's going to happen. That's my plan. Barry Hess is watching. Yes, look at that. Bill Crow. Sounds good on that porch. Yeah, well, you know how it is. It's a Stradivarius porch. A wooden bass sounds good on this porch. They always do. I mean, it just goes right through the wood. Something's rattling.
Whoa.
What was that?
Thunder.
Thunder! So let me tell me when we should go in.
No, you're good. We're
No, you're
good.
fine. We sit
We
next
sit
to
out here in
thunderstorms all the time.
What?
We sit in thunderstorms out here all the time. It's fine.
They sit in thunderstorms out here all the time. Well, maybe. Da-da-da-da. Stormy weather. I don't know. Let's see. If I was a real singer, I'd know how to do that. But I don't know how to do stormy weather. All I know how to do is, I'll do this one. And we can listen to the thunder and see if we can get it to cooperate with us. This was Freddie's favorite song of mine. Take my seat aboard the plane, and what is this I see? Leonard Bernstein comes aboard and sits right next to me. First class New York to LA, some things just work out right. I'll be sitting next to Leonard Bernstein this whole flight. A lot of cars coming by, but that's how we expect it here. Maybe I should maybe I should just act like I do not recognize him. Be real cool and do my best not to antagonize him. Now we're rolling down the runway, next stop is L.A. I'm nonchalant like I ride next to Lenny every day. Naturally I turn to him against my own advice. Introduce myself and find that Lenny's very nice. Soon we start to chat and drink and talk about our lives. We talk about our children and our wives. Well, what a lovely fellow. What a lucky day. Is it me and Lenny side by side, New York to L.A. This is a real story. This truly happened. This actually happened. Soon we're sitting, chatting, talking like the very best of pals. Talking music, life and art, death and root canals. Now he's interrupting me, but really that's okay. 'Cause he's a lovely fellow and he's got a lot to say. I recite some songs I wrote, he recites them back. For poetry and music, he seems to have a knack. He tells us that his new show closed and now he's feeling beat, and he's not used to dealing with defeat. But what a lovely fellow, what a lucky day. Me and Lenny side by side, New York to L.A. You should see the commotion here. Carolyn's just come back from the house.
Now I can't find my nowhere.
She can't find her drink. And behind this camera, there's such chaos as everybody's moving, trying to avoid the... Where are you going, Carolyn? Oh, good. We'll vamp till drink. I actually can't do that. The song won't take it anymore. So we're sitting, chatting, talking like the very best of pals. talking music, life and art, death and root canals. Now he's interrupting me, but really that's okay, 'cause he's a lovely fellow and he's got a lot to say. I recite some songs I wrote, he recites them back. For poetry and music, he seems to have a knack. He tells me that his new show closed and now he's feeling beat, and he's not used to dealing with defeat. But what a lovely fellow, what a lucky day. Me and Lenny side by side, New York to L.A. He does the London Times crossword, 10 minutes and he's through. He does the puzzle with his pen, I do not have a clue. What an intellectual, but a warm and friendly guy. We talk about the world below as we sail through the sky. Finally I feel the airplane starting to descend, and I know this lovely day is coming to an end. Put our trays and seat backs up just like you're supposed to do. Land and bid my friend a fond adieu. But what a lovely fellow, what a lucky day. Me and Lenny side by side, New York to L.A. What a lovely fellow, though really I must say, I've not heard from Lenny since I left him in L.A. Not a goddamn word from Lenny since I left him in L.A. In L.A. In L.A. In L.A. That's actual applause. Yes.
How soon after you met Lenny did you actually write that song?
It took a, how soon after Lenny?
What did you say?
What?
Thank you. That's a fabulous question.
Oh, right. Gee, that's a great question. Carol and I have been commenting for weeks now about how everybody on television says, gee, that's such a great question. That's a great question. Boy, that's a great question.
Can I get an answer to that great question?
Gee, no, it's just such a great question. I don't really have an answer to it. But it's such a great question. Well, notice, everybody, it's the thing now. Gee, that's a great question. And what is that, a stall? Thank you for that great question. Are they stalling? But the answer to the question is, I know this happened in the 80s, because Leonard Bernstein was still had good health. I think he died in the early 90s, and he was still strong. But it got written because a famous publisher heard that he wanted to know what the show was about. I mean, what was it like to sit next to Leonard Bernstein and talk to him? And I sent him a letter, and from that letter came this song.
That's awesome.
You know, I just said, well, we were talking, and then I said, well, so I just decided to write it. I wrote one. I'm writing one that I started yesterday. I sometimes write. It's better to open a box. It's better to open a box of Wheaties slower and not faster, because if you open a box of Wheaties too quickly, it turns out to be a raisin bran disaster. Because I'm always opening raisin bran too hard.
Grape nuts.
Grape nuts. Yeah. If you open a grape nuts, I'll work on it. Grape nuts, faster, disaster. But I'm always doing that, and then I pull it, and you pull the top, and all of a sudden it loose, and grape nuts all over the place. That's where it goes. Carolyn's back.
I'm back.
Let me see. Just lift you up and look at. I sat next to. Doug Romoff says, I sat next to a plumber named Herb Frank on a bus. But no song ensued.
No, not yet.
Not yet, but yeah. Joel Fromm. Hey, Joel Fromm. Joel Fromm. Listen. Can I?
Hi, Joel.
That's Carolyn. That's Chris, and that's
Oh,
Megan.
I get a mistake.
This is their house. We are occupying.
Oh my God.
That's nice. Yule Gibbons recommends opening grape nuts with care. Yule Gibbons. Yes, well, I'm.
Everywhere.
The grape nuts glue is very strong. The grape nuts glue is very strong. Everybody seems to know about this.
See? Told you.
Everybody's very tuned into this one. Let's see, who did I miss? Maybe the passenger behind you and Lenny took their shoes off, and Lenny isn't used to dealing with defeat. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh my God.
Me and Lenny, my favorite. Tony Bennett told me that's the song I always have to sing. He says, that's your San Francisco. That's your San Francisco. Okay, Tony, fine. It's my San Francisco.
We should get him to watch your show.
Dave McCartney. Do your potato song, sir, says Dave McCartney. Do my potato song. Well, Vaughn's not here. I don't like to do this with Vaughn here.
With him here or without him?
With him here. I don't like to do it with him here. But this song actually happened in Baltimore. I was doing a show in Baltimore, and I happened to go to the bar after the show, and two gentlemen were sitting there looking through a briefcase full of newspaper headlines, the Sun, the Post, whatever all the local papers were. And it was all about a story that was actually very real. It actually happened. You can Google it and you'll find out. It actually occurred. And I laughed about it, and I knew as soon as I was hearing about it, I knew I would have to write a song about it. Or I'd have to write something about it, because it was just, it's just my kind of song. About a guy's hobby. A man had an interesting hobby. It seemed that sculpting was his gift. One day he decided he would sculpt a little something special, and created quite a riff. For he decided he would carve a penis, and he would carve it out of a potato. He worked with practiced hands and eyes. He colored it with natural dyes, like the pinks and reds in the tomato. Those who saw it say it was amazing, in perfect detail down to the smallest part, anatomically quite accurate, very realistic. They said it was a work of art, a work of art. But I will spare you further detail. Just understand the thing looked very, very real. But keep it forever he just could not. It was a potato. It started to rot and lose its sex appeal. So our sculptor took his interesting potato, put it in a plastic bag, and threw it out. Naturally, a woman found it. Naturally, she was astounded, called the cops, who did not have a doubt. Nobody wanted to examine it too closely, but nobody doubted it was real. Soon the local papers heard about it. It was becoming one big deal. The coroner's report quite firmly stated the thing was real. It simply was organic. Microscopic slides show that it had been alive, and there was really no need to panic. Morticians in the morgue were simply mortified. They'd never so much as lost an inch of colon. Now they were just horrified to think that someone who had died might possibly have had an organ stolen. After lots and lots of careful testing, every chemist in the lab could see the subject matter did consist of living cells and chromosomes, so really, what else could it be? Local TV stations loved the story. They had their fun like TV people will. They showed the woman who had found it in her little store, surrounded by hot dogs cooking on the grill. On the grill. Meanwhile, our sculptor simply laid low. Why let the cat out of the bag? Even though he knew he'd not done anything illegal, he decided not to brag. Finally, he decided it was time to tell the truth. That was the only thing to do. But no one down at City Hall believed a word he said. They simply didn't think his story could be true. Some say it was decadent, others say it was time well spent, others philosophize like Plato. But there can be no dispute. he really truly carved a root. It absolutely was a penis, just not of the proper genus. Now that's a good joke. That is a good joke. Thank you, thank you. But those, anyways, clear to see the whole thing was a fallacy. Yeah. Let's hear it for the bold creator of this old and cold dictator, a man and his interesting potato. My story does not have a funny ending. A little joke that we might laugh about. The people in Baltimore finally just got tired of the subject matter, and the whole thing simply... Ask somebody next to you for the final two words. That's it. That's it. That was a good version. Well, I do better with an audience. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this wonderful audience.
Packed house.
Look at this packed house.
Three people.
Three people.
All three. One, two,
Three
three.
people.
Count them.
The porch is full of stuff. A full house.
Full house.
Full house porch. I mean, well, and the dog. Of course, that's
I put the dog in the house.
that's the dog. And he went inside.
And we didn't even pay the cover.
Didn't even pay. And I didn't
Not
pay
yet.
to perform here. Let's see what time we got. What time is it here? Sorry, did I lose you all? I was checking the time. My daughter requested Playboy Club. All right, fine. It's pretty, isn't it? Idyllic when there's not trucks going by, but it's perfect. It shows commerce. Western New Jersey is getting back into business.
64,000 onions all the way to you.
64,000 onions
That's right, baby.
straight into New York. So when you have your onions tomorrow, just remember, they passed us right here. All those beautiful onions. My daughter has requested Playboy Club. Now this song, I mean, when I first came to New York, it was one of the first gigs I had. And it was in the Playboy Club in when it was still on 59th Street. And I was 22 when I worked there. And it was too much for me. I mean, there was like 50 young women about 25 years old walking around semi-dressed. And for a little rube from Baltimore, this was just overwhelming. Finally, I left. They put me in a basket, put me out on the sidewalk, and said, "Go home, young man." And I did. And years later, I got to thinking about it when I'd grown up a little bit, felt a little better about everything. I wrote the following selection. Whoops, this little bass, nobody can play this little bass. Playboy Club in New York City, 1962. Finally living in New York, it's my dream come true. I just moved up from Baltimore, just turned 21. My life has finally begun. The Playboy Club is full of bunnies, hopping round all night. Young ladies dressed as bunny rabbits, fluffy tails so white. Their costumes so revealing that no secrets do remain. You play the bass, you slowly go insane. Life around the rabbit scene is funny as it seems. Soon I find I'm talking to Bugs Bunny in my dreams. All those pretty creatures so close yet so far away. Life gets more confusing day by day. The pressure keeps on building in me as the nights go by. Soon I cannot even look a rabbit in the eye. So I go to a shrinker and start spilling out my guts. says, son, I think we're going nuts. We're going doo-doo-doo down, oh baby, doo-doo-da, doo-doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-ba-boo-doo-doo, ba-boo-ba-ba-boo-ba, ba-ba-ba-doo-ba-boo-boo-boo-boo-boo-boo-boo. He says you need to change your scenery. The Grand Canyon would be nice, but someplace far away from bunnies, drinks, and tinkling ice. There's got to be a better place for you, God only knows. Someplace where the waitresses wear clothes. Tell no one your problem, just pack your bass and quit. Zip that case around the base, pick it up and split. So I told the leader of the band I simply had to go. Packed my car and drove to Mexico. Filled my brain with desert sand, then drove up to Pikes Peak. I discovered the Grand Canyon, so I hung out for a week. I wandered around the painted desert, watched the cactus grow. Headed south to Mexico. Playboy Club in New York City, 1962. Finally living in New York, it's my dream come true. Just moved up from Baltimore, just turned 21. My life has finally begun. My life has finally begun. My life has finally begun. My life has finally begun.
Thank you.
My life is finally begun. Just got a phone call, but I can't answer it. I'll call right back as soon as I get it. Maybe it's Nachum. Me and Lenny, my favorite. Oh, Bill Crow. Oi! Defeat. Bill Crow. I'm way behind in you guys now. Hey, Ben Wolf, how are you? Good. Donald Whitmore, hi.
Come see us, Don.
Yes, come up and see us, Don. We're having a party on the porch.
Bring a cup, I have one.
Stephen Drake, Stephen Dwyer, Steve Lucas.
Bring a cup, I have one.
An organ recital. There you go. An organ recital. That's what it was. It's still a good joke. Yeah, it's not bad. Someone recently posted a photo on Facebook of a potato that had actually grown in the shape of male genitals. Well, that's not hard to figure out. That's not. Yeah. Well, then I'm not one to talk, so. Stephen, there's a lot of conversation going on tonight. In the Shure mic connected through Bluetooth, no. Francois, the Shure mic goes right directly into your power outlet. You know, it's a very talented little thing. And it's a condenser, and it works great. I was 50 feet away from it the other day, and I was astounded at how clear the bass came through and the voice came through. You know, I was in the field, out in the field. I was out standing in the field. Is there a delay? Oh, it's not supposed to be a delay. Well, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm mouthing all the words much later than I'm singing. That's my little trick. Joel Fromm, great tunes, Jay. So lovely to hear you again. Thanks, Joel. Robin, sweet melody on the porch tonight. Yes, it is. I don't know what I'm doing. You know anything in this? Sweet and lovely. I don't know the rest of it.
Sweeter than the roses in May. Sweet and lovely. Must have sent you my way. Skies above me never were as deep as
Oops.
They're coming for you, Jay.
Hope that didn't interrupt anything.
There's a thrill that words can't explain. In my heart, a song of one is taunting me. Melody haunting me, sweet and lovely, sweeter than the roses in May. And he loves me. There is nothing more I can say. When he nestles in my arms so tender, there's a thrill that words can't explain. My heart is song of one is taunting me. Melody taunting me. Sweet and lovely, sweeter than the roses in May. And he loves me. There is nothing more I can say. There is nothing more I can say. It was just
Absolutely fabulous. Best song of the night.
That's,
too comfy to get up. I couldn't get up.
she couldn't.
Sorry.
Carolyn couldn't get out. I hope you could hear Carolyn singing back there, because she was actually singing, and it wasn't me. It wasn't. No, I know. I wasn't doing. I wasn't.
It was the delay. No,
It was.
they'll see
That
what
was
it
the
is.
Francois. That was delay Francois.
And I had to video it from this angle. So she's singing and you're facing me. I'll send it to you.
Oh, good. 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 And listen, I think we've done a very good job, and I wouldn't want to mess it up any further. Carolyn's done great. Everybody's been great. The rain has gone by,
Yeah, we're done.
and I'll just give you one more view. That's to the west. There it is to the west. It's all cleared up.
So beautiful.
I know, what a beautiful night.
Is that really west there?
Yeah.
Yes. Sunset's right there.
So
Wow, that was a little scary for a moment. Look like some wicked thunderstorms were coming.
Douglas Romoff. The onions are trying to escape again, rolling down the highway. High-speed chase ensues. Yes. Nice duet. Thank you, Mark. Barry Gordon is watching. I'm going to leave that one out.
Wait.
Thank you all. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll be back in town tomorrow. Bye-bye.
No, I'm moving so I can see.